My mom told me not to talk to strangers on the internet, but I'm glad I didn't listen. We are the Certified Noonas, your sisters in the love of Asian entertainment.
Hi, I'm Amanda.
I'm Natalia.
And I'm Sky.
And it's the best month of the year. Best month of the year. That's right. It's June. Which means that, just like every other June, we will be bringing you gay all month. Because we're very passionate about Pride Month here. Deep involvement in the community, as it were. And whatever... I say the royal we in this sense, when I actually just mean myself. One of our favorite things to do is to just like do like a little BL Roundup to bring you all the good BL that we've been enjoying in the past year. Mm-hmm. So that maybe you have something to watch this month. Get in the spirit of the greatest month of the year, Pride Month. So welcome to Pride Month with the Noonas and welcome to the BL Roundup. We're just going to be talking about BLs we like. And maybe some that we didn't, but we want to mention anyway. Because
we're gonna pull out that soapbox.
Listen, we got a few here that are just I looked back on my year, and it was full of BL, I must say.
Shocker.
I know. Everyone was like, "What? Natalia hates BL."
What?
Wrong. You've been lied to. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do today. We're just gonna have a chill, freeform convo about BLs we liked last year, and maybe you'll find something that you haven't watched and want to watch. So, huzzah! Like, love it, love this energy. And I want to start us off because this may not be a good one, but last year one of my favorite BL shows that came out was called Bed Friends. Okay. Mm-hmm. And it was a very mismarketed show because it was marketed as being a sexy one night stand turns to friends with benefit. That wasn't the show. Okay. The show was like this nuanced take with like overcoming like childhood sexual trauma and learning to trust people and getting, like what it means to love someone who has deep, complex PTSD due to being
What a
abused.
great title for this.
Yeah.
Right.
But then, okay, and I talked about that a lot last year, but then they were like, we're going to make a spin-off show with another one of the characters. And we're going to follow up that show with answering another very tricky question. And that question is, what if the person you're in love with is extremely stupid? And that was Middleman's Love, which it's almost one of those, it's not good. I just need to preface, I'm starting out with one that's not good. I'm going with my least successful sequel I've seen in a while. But it was one of those that you couldn't help but keep watching because you're like, it can't possibly be this can't possibly be the follow-up to what I just watched. It's not possible that they've done this. God, he's so stupid, the main character. He's like and I'm not even like himbo stupid, like just like, how are you alive stupid? Which I suppose is like, a vibe in and of itself. But like, if you want to watch something that's so mystifying as a follow-up to an absolutely incredible show, you gotta check out Middleman's Love. I'm telling you, no sense.
You're not really selling it that much.
Listen, but okay, let me sell it. It is still fun and it is pretty. So it's
but
like
they
brought
do you have to watch the original?
No, you don't. They're not even like related stories whatsoever.
Okay. It's just
basically,
like in the universe, in the shared universe.
It's just in the universe. It's just like the main couples like have like a shared best friend. And the best friend is very stupid. And he's a graphic designer. And this hot new intern comes into the office. And for some reason is like, you man of my dreams. And you're like, you know what?
I like them dumb.
Yeah, he likes them dumb and sweet. And I'm just like, okay. But like,
Sure.
but it was one of those where it's like, while you're watching it, and this happens a lot with BL. Not a lot. This happens sometimes with BL. I don't want to do declarative. Where you're watching something and it's so mystifying. Like, it's not good, but you can't stop watching it.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? Where you're like, why?
Yeah.
What are we doing here? Like, you're doing this, huh?
Well, it's not a BL specific thing, you know. Just like some of those
We have a
Japanese
whole
dramas
live
that are really unhinged.
like a live
yeah,
stream about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
True.
it's when you start going, I have no idea what's going on, but I gotta see the end.
But like, if you want himbo vibes, Love Tractor, a bunch of us watched, and that was himbo vibes, like an actual himbo, straight up. There's people be throwing around the word himbo for lots of things, but if you want to see what an actual himbo be like, Love Tractor from last year might be the one to go for.
But since you mentioned himbo, you might as well do a little advertisement, right?
Oh, yes. On June 13th, you should come on our live stream at 8 p.m. or June 12th, whatever the Wednesday is. June 12th, I think. Wednesday of that week at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be doing a himbo live stream where we will actually be letting you all know what an actual himbo is.
Yeah.
And then we will be putting...
We've seen some confusion, and we are here to be your guide. We help you, your professors in Himbo 101.
Himboism.
Yeah.
And we will be taking characters that people commonly believe are himbos and charting where on the himbo spectrum they lie. So it's going to be fun. You should come hang out with us.
So submit your himbos.
Yes, please.
Or
submit
himbo
your
questions.
himbos.
Himbo characters.
Yes.
Let's be specific. We're talking about characters.
Characters, not real people. Characters. And if you're like curious, like, man, what is a himbo? Just go watch Love Tractor on IGE and you will find out, because I have never seen a more perfect depiction of a himbo in fiction than that show, which was very cute and also not very long. So like,
it was an easy watch.
A bite-sized watch. A very green flag, fellas. You know, good times. But I know green flags weren't necessarily high on our list of things we enjoyed last year. I feel like there was a lot of red flag enjoyment in the BL watching that happened.
I feel like there always is. Like,
and not just like, oh, casually, like top of the list of the year of dramas, red flags, perhaps, from a couple of us who fell in love with a certain little JBL called Personal.
we're all like,
yeah, no, it's Personal Weatherman.
Yeah. Listen.
That
Listen. Y'all didn't have to. Well, I'm not talking about on the podcast. I'm talking about the listeners. Y'all didn't have to suffer through this show airing while sports was going on.
Well, some of them might have. But
yeah, maybe.
Oh my god. I have never been more I haven't been more entertained in a long time than watching that show. And I rewatched it several times. It's so toxic. They're so toxic. Like,
it's so toxic.
It enlightened me why the rewatch.
Because I liked it that much. It was enjoyable.
There you go.
There was something about it.
There was something.
There's just like a little something that just like tickles the old brain stem on that show. And I can't tell you what it is. Because it's like, it's not like, it's, you know, like, so sexual or whatever you're horny, because it's really like, compared to like Thai BLs, like oh no, like a shirtless man, what will we do? But they're just like, they were so toxic but so perfect for each other. that you're just like,
The relationship
I'm
was
so
real
glad-
messy.
yeah, it was so messy, but I'm like, you two belong together. Like,
It was
it's like
messy,
that, like,
but there was
meme.
also
The meme that's going on, like the two freaks that work
yeah,
out.
match each other's freak. Yeah.
Yeah.
but like they wouldn't communicate that they were matching.
Yes.
No.
And so there was actually this weird sweetness level of like there was actually a lot of consideration, but like it wasn't communicated enough. Therefore, is it truly considered?
And they were so different
there's a lot
from
of
each
stuff.
other. Yeah.
It was, and like the actors were so good. Like the plot was just like there wasn't like the plot was not. It was not a plot-driven show. Like the plot is two people don't communicate but live together, like and then have sex.
And one says he hates the other, but he doesn't mean it.
He does. It was a real lady doth protest too much situation. Like, oh, I hate him. Never leave me. Like. Oh gosh, I love like, and there's just something fun about like toxic characters that just like really.
Well, also your lack of communication in this drama is like so bizarre too. It's not even like normal lack of communication. It's like, wait, what? You guys are both weird, and so nobody like even is gonna like figure out even with like kind of lack of communication. It's just crazy. Like
one thing I do want to shout out about it is I really liked the girl character, like the fan of the weather guy, who was also like the mangaka friend. Like I loved her character, just the, like her connection with both of them and stuff. I just got a really big kick out of her character.
Especially when she like realizes it's him. She's like, oh my god, that's who you're living with. What?
She was so funny. Like she was so just everything about that show just it was there was something magical about the show because you can't actually point out anything like when you're talking about it, it doesn't actually sound like it's good, but let me assure you it's incredible. Like it's the most like it's so engaging of a show where you're just like these messy ass people, these and you know what, there's something really fun about watching hot messes be hot messes as long as they're it's like when you're in public and you're watching a couple you don't know fight and you're pretending like not to pay attention, where it's like you don't want to be part of the drama but you kind of want to know what's
but you do
down.
You're gonna sit at that table even after you finished all your food. You're gonna be like you want
another coffee,
you
want to know, you want to pick a side, you want to know what's going on, but you don't want people to like you don't, but you got to pretend that you're like above it, right? But you're like like what the fuck we talking like it's just something, and this show is that in like a show delivered to you.
Which I'm gonna do a really quick side story. I saw a comedian recently talk about it was a incident of seeing a couple fight in public, and so this comedian was playing up this time that he saw this in like I think it was in New York or something, I don't remember, and the lady threw something at this guy and he was really dramatic about like he was supposedly in pain from this thing that she threw, blah 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 blah. It was a Hot Pocket. She chucked a Hot Pocket at the back of it was so funny.
Listen,
he's like, I witnessed this. Yes, but that's why he was acting like he had lava on his back. And she threw it so well that it made you think she's done that before.
Yeah, this is not her because she had not her first Hot Pocket launch.
Because she had this sleeve in her hand and she like the way she did it.
She slingshotted that bitch.
And before that, he was acting pretty terrified of her for some reason. He must have really messed up. Whatever.
He's been hot pocketed before. This wasn't his first hot pocketing.
Yeah. So, like, of course, the comedian played out all those facts. Like, how many times has she done in order to? And he kept on saying, like, I would not be.
Yeah. Like,
anyway,
but no, and we all love it. We all love that shit. Like, as long as we're not directly involved.
Yeah. As long as a Hot Pocket is not being thrown at me.
As long as I'm not involved in the drama, I want to know the drama. Or the hot goss, as I call it. The hot gossip.
Or the Hot Pocket goss.
The hot goss. And if you as a viewer also enjoy that feeling, there was another drama that came out last year that really delivered the same vibes, and that was the most toxic show. Like, you thought Personal Weatherman was toxic. This one went above it. It was the show Only Friends. That's basically about a bunch of gay friendcest. And let me tell you, messy. Like, the drama. Everyone's fucking everyone, like throwing each other into pools, like kicking each other, like ooh, if you like mess, GMMTV delivered mess last year. Like, it was, I was like watching it, I'm like, is this actually airing?
I forgot it was GMMTV.
I know, that's the wildest part, is that it was so over the top messy. Like, it was like the sort of thing where it's like, have you ever like met a whole clique of people who are just the worst people you've ever met?
And you think they deserve each other?
Yes.
Like, you deserve each other's
Listen,
friends.
this has got it all. You've got the rich kid who's also an alcoholic whose dad doesn't love him. You've got like the poor like hooch dealer. You've got like the one lesbian who's like, why are all you gay men being so insane right now? You've got like the dude who's, you know, Neo's character is just going, like, his one goal in this show was to ruin everyone else's relationship at any cost for no reason. Incredible. He was like, oh, you're sort of like dating this guy? Maybe I'll fuck him. Who knows? Who knows what I'll do? This show, every week, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Like, it was like Gossip Girl, but like gay, which makes it better, okay? Like, it was like, and also not going on for so long that it jumps the shark. It was just like, you get the one season and you're like, we're good here. We're good. But, and free to watch on YouTube? What are they doing? Like, damn. Like,
you got that for free.
Like, for free. They were doing all that for free.
In the way.
My God, that was incredible.
I think the only way we should follow that up is really switching it up and switch gears entirely. And let's talk about what the best show that happened last year, Our Dining Table.
Our Dining Table.
It's so good.
The exact opposite, the polar opposite.
Literally, it's like now for something completely different. If anyone listening to this,
beautiful, sweetest little drama ever.
Yeah. If anyone watching this has not yet watched Our Dining Table, literally turn us off and go watch Our Dining Table. It is more important than that.
And then come back. Come back after.
Because we'll have some more laughs. You know, we still got stuff to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Our Dining Table was one of the best shows I've seen.
It's just so warm and comforting and sweet and just, it's quiet, but it's not boring. Yeah, but it's just like, it came at the right time. It just worked out so well, and it was just so sweet. I loved everything about it.
Yeah.
It's a slick show that about two guys finding each other through food, and so like food is a big central like character in the show as well. And also one of the guys has a younger brother who he is taken care of for the most part because their mother has passed away. And the little brother, he's very young. He's like, what? I don't know.
Like 6, like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Like kindergarten aged. Yeah.
He loves the other guy's cooking, and he just like brings them together, and he's always just making them come together for making food and just like hanging out. And they both are like so introverted and quiet and don't know how to like work with each other. And obviously the one kid is working through the grief of the mother passing away. But like the little kid is just like, here I am, the cutest person alive.
Listen, here's the thing. I don't really like kids that much. Like, I don't dislike kids. I just don't really like kids. I don't want them around me, you know? Like, listen, kids are fine. And I'm not gonna like say kids suck or anything, but like I'm good with them like in small doses. But I fucking love this kid.
Yeah,
love this kid. This kid is so cute.
He's so cute and so sweet, and little wingman, and he just makes everything great. And it's just every episode you're just like, that was really nice to watch. I feel like really content and happy.
Nice.
And even the like when I say conflict, as far as conflict within a story. So like the bit of conflict that a story requires.
Mm-hmm.
It made sense. It was logical. It was small considering compared to a lot of other drama.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it was still not terrifyingly like, it wasn't big stakes. It was really low stakes.
I also felt that they integrated the food
really
into
nicely.
the story, because food is so central, like, to everybody's culture. Like, it's like the one thing that like every culture is very like centralized in, like, food and sharing and coming together and cooking and sharing food together at a dining table. And I think they really capture that really well, even when they're making like simple foods. Like, it's not like he was making these like grand things. He was just like, honestly, just like really good at like doing lunchbox art.
stuff.
So the kid was like very excited about that. And so he's like, you know, doing stuff that like little kids would really love. But the way that they like took care in those scenes and just like showed how much it like affected everyone in a way, even like when like the dad would come in or other people would come in and eat the food, like you could see how it affected them in a positive way. It just was all around a good show.
And how it helps the guy who made the food like warm up socially, to like learn to trust people and learn to kind of open up a little bit slowly. And it was such a slow burn, and I don't even mean romance, just like
well, that too,
of
but
the characters.
like
yeah.
slow burn on all fronts, but
but I don't think it's if you hate slow burns, you're not going to hate this one, you know. It's slow burn, but it takes its time, and it like takes its time how it should be. It's like very good at its pacing.
It's not frustratingly slow.
Yeah,
it's like the perfect,
you like
amount.
Understand why it is. It's like, yeah, of course these things take time. You can't rush these two people into doing anything because they're not like ready at that moment.
It's perfect. It's a perfect show. It's a perfect show. Okay, it's so good.
Perfect.
I actually watched another perfect show, but I think I'm the only one who watched it last year, and it's not actually from last year. It's from like 2019, and I finally watched it. And I know Joy. I haven't even told Joy that I finally watched it, but Joy's out there. When she hears this, she's gonna like collapse on the floor in excitement because I finally watched I Told the Sunset About You. It's a very short one. I think it's only like 6 episodes or something. Perfect show. Just coming of age, like realizing your sexuality and being, you know, grappling with that. It's Chef's Kiss, and I can't recommend it more, and it's on Viki, even though I do have a rivalry with Viki that is long-standing. It is where you can watch it, and it is excellent, and I think everyone on this podcast would like it, to be honest.
Cool.
Like, it's really, 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 really good.
Sounds good.
It's
which country?
Thailand. It's a Taiwan. If you know, it stars Pee Crit and Bilkin.
Yeah.
And then there's like a second season that everyone hated. So I haven't seen that. I haven't watched that one yet. But the first season was absolutely incredible, and it's so funny because my husband was actually like reading an article in I don't know what newspaper that was written about like how Thai BL had like caused a like tourism boom. And this show was like the one that they referenced, that everyone was like going to all of like the places like that where this show takes place. And so it was like a huge boon for this town that it was filmed in, which I think is really fun. So it was like they mentioned this one and they mentioned Sodus. Those were the two big ones that were like, getting people to go to Thailand.
I mean, when I watched Two Moons, there's like a whole series where they go to a beachfront hotel or whatever, and I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. They show the name of it, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna look them up. It's like $2,500 American a night.
Yeah,
I was like, this college affording this, but also no, that's travel to Thailand.
Yeah.
Sorry, but
No, I'll see. There's always. I do love watching a good Thai BL because there's always like a beach episode where they go to one of these resorts and they very clearly show like.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, okay, I see the tourism angle on this. Like, I see your game. I approve. Like, and listen, Thai BLs do not fuck around with their PPL. Like, they're going to shill you products.
Listen, they gotta get that money. Yeah. They've got to produce the money, the drama somehow.
Which is what made I Told the Sunset About You so strange, because there was really not a lot of that. Like, it was like, it feels like an art house, like an art film style situation. But people really loved it, and I did as well. People were correct, okay? For one of the few times where I'm like, okay, Rabble, you were right. You were right. I Told the Sunset About You was amazing.
On the topic of the Vicky rivalry, I started something today, and Vicky, what are you doing? I was doing laundry today, and I was like, oh, this looks cute. I need something mindless for the background. It's a couple of years old. It's called Meow Ears Up. It's rated as NC-17.
It's not.
And I know it's not. And I'm like,
Vicky, you're back to your tricks.
Okay.
This is the reason we started hating Vicky in the beginning.
Right? Like, it's got a bit of, like, nudity because it is about a cat that turns into a man. And when he does that, he don't have clothes on.
An ass crack does not denote NC-17, okay?
There's nothing happening. There's nothing going on. Nothing sexual is occurring at any point. And it's like, it's so cute. It's stupidly cute. But, like, I'm like, NC-17, and apparently I have parental controls on my Roku, so then I have to, like, try and remember some password I set when my kids were 2, and it, like, because the Roku, because Vicky has listed it as NC-17, the Roku makes me sign in.
Yeah, when it's PG,
that I'm an adult.
PG-13 at best. PG-13 at best. This is Mr. Hart being rated R all over again.
Right?
That was a G-rated show. And Vicky, the rivalry continues.
Exactly. I was like, come on. But I will say, it's super cute.
It is pretty cute.
James does a cat so well. He is a cat. Like, he is just, the way he moves, the way he is so super annoying, but, like, also lovable. Like, the first episode ends with this whole scene where he's, like, meeting with the vet, and the vet's like, listen, I can take the cat off. I know you were not planning on owning a cat. I can take it off your hands and stuff. And he's remembering all this stuff. He's like, and he basically says to the vet, he goes, listen, he's terrible, and he gets into everything, and he doesn't listen to me, but he also makes my life better. And the vet's like, you're a cat owner now. Like, this is your life. And, like,
he's terrible, but he's my terrible.
Yeah. And the ears are surprisingly good.
Yeah.
Too. Like,
it's a very low budget little show. Like, it's very cute.
Yeah, but it's very, very cute. So far, anyway. I'm only, like, a little bit into it because I had, like, 4 mounds of laundry to do, but, like, that still didn't take me all day. So I haven't watched, like, all 8 episodes or whatever, right? But it is cute. It is not NC-17
at all.
So if you're flipping through Vicky and that scares you off it because you're like, I don't want to, like, bestiality or something.
No,
it is not.
It's as much bestiality as the average werewolf show is. Like, relax. Like, it's fine.
It's cute.
So I would like to highlight 2 shows that I would call BLs, but I'm not sure that they would be considered BL. So,
all right. The ambiguous BL. Okay.
One is Baby Vampire Blues.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You know what? That has BL vibes to it.
Yeah.
But,
like, honestly, if it has source material, the source material probably was gay.
Was gay, yeah.
Yeah. And they, like, had conversations. Like, sexuality did become a topic of conversation once in a while. So, like, that's why I feel like it's a which, okay, Baby Vampire Blues, it is a very I'm sure it was purposefully, like, low budget. When your coffin is done that poorly, it has to be purposeful. But, like,
Yeah.
when your fangs are that bad, it has to be purposeful. But, like, it was supposed to be very silly. But I thought it was really fun. Like, and the last episode, I'm not going to spoil anything, but, like, the last 20 or 15 minutes of that, maybe 10 of that show, like, a lot happened. There were some big discussion, big topics that we covered at the very end of that show. So I really, really recommend that. And then my other pick is it was a drama special. So it's called, like, Drama Special Season 14 TV Cinema, blah 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 blah. Josie and Chefs. Okay. And it is it was like a little it was pretty much a movie. It was an hour 22. And it was Yoon San-ha from Astro, and the other star was Kim Kong-min, and it was based on the true story of kind of like the first, because back with Confucian hierarchy stuff, men weren't supposed to cook, and it was this poor, a lower class guy who had a huge talent for cooking, and how he ended up becoming like the royal chef stuff. So, and then Sanha's character is, like the son of a wealthy family. And so, of course, he wasn't supposed to cook either, but he had always had a love for cooking, love for food. And so he was having to hide it from his dad and all these things. So it was the whole part about it being based on a true story, as far as like that real life person of that lowly guy that became the first court chef or whatever. Like, that's a big deal culturally. Like, everyone knows that name. Yeah. And I think he might have been the author of, like, the first cookbook that's, like, one of their historical documents that they really, talk about a lot. And then also Sanha's character, like, is also mentioned, like, so it's, their names are historically, like, the characters are historically based. So anyway, but for not being a BL, there is a lot of flirting going on.
There are BLs for those with eyes to see,
But I will say it's definitely on one side of the couple more than the other. But, like, the lowly chef guy, right off the bat, it's like he falls pretty hard. Like, there's no way that this, like, he's making eyes the whole time. He just is. And whereas Sanha's character is just like, he's just bopping along, just doing his own thing.
That happens in straight couples too. One just doesn't pick up on it. It's fine.
Sometimes people just, they're just not. They just don't know. Like, sometimes
they don't pick up on these things.
Yeah, sometimes people just don't pick up that they're being flirted with. Okay, I'm not saying me personally. So I hear that some people don't notice sometimes.
Do you think that they wanted to make a BL, but because these are two actual historical characters, and the way that Korea has been sometimes with, right? That they went, nope, we're going to walk the line because we do not need that, like, heat, right?
Yeah, maybe because, because you know how they've used, like, Splish Splash Love. So, of course, not a BL, not LGBTQ, but, like, obviously a hyper-fictionalized version of this historical character.
Yeah.
But everyone was like, well, that was cute, oh well. But yeah, if you suddenly made it overtly gay, there probably would be some backlash.
Be some people would be like, how dare you?
How could you insinuate historical figures are gay? We all know gay people were invented in the 60s.
We all know how Josie and
Josie and Zombie
Exorcist or whatever.
Right? If they're not zombies, imagine the horror.
Yeah. Listen,
I still don't understand
people back then too. So
sorry. There were gay zombies.
I actually, it's a really cute. Like, it's super short. It's really cute. I really encourage people to check it out, because another aspect that's interesting about it is it also, some of it takes place in a temple setting. So, like, the lowly cook character, like, he's a cook at a temple, and so he makes the food for, like, the monks and stuff. So, like, that's kind of interesting. It's all really, really well done. And you can tell, like, there was funding coming from those types of
Yeah.
channels too, which maybe that was kind of another obvious restrictions. But I want part of the reason I want people to watch this is like, yes, it's really cute and good and stuff, but it's a BL, right? Like, I want to be able to ask, like,
Yeah.
we're seeing the same thing,
You're
right?
like,
Like
I'm
this.
not crazy. Okay? This isn't just a
I'm not,
full
like, reading
mind
between the lines.
seeing things. Like,
This
this
is like
is happening.
forcing this on
Right?
this.
You're like, I'm not crazy. Listen, I know that we love to joke and find the gay where we can, but sometimes
You know,
Sometimes.
like the first glance or two, I was like, okay, that could be, me reading into, like, I figured it was going to stay pretty neutral-ish. I figured there wasn't going to be any romance aspects. No, and then just kind of the way things kept going, I was like,
wait a second.
I'm not.
Hold up.
Hold the phone here.
And I want to say, that one's on Vicky or Cocoa, depending on how you go about finding that. But it was really cute. Go check it out. It was an easy watch, but it's a BL as far as I'm concerned.
I also have one that, like, China would tell you isn't a BL. But the actors, the writers, the original source material, and the show itself makes it very clear that it is, while never doing anything anything so blatant as to get stopped by Chinese censorship. And that is yet another. They tried Addicted again. But this time they called it Stay With Me. They just throw people off the trail. But, like, while it didn't have the sexual content that the original version had, that made the Chinese government so upset that they shut down the filming mid-season and banned the two actors from appearing together again. Wild. This version was actually, and see, that version wasn't even that good. Like, this is the problem, is that it wasn't even that good of a show. But this version's actually really good of a show. And they have enough a little, like, wink, wink, nudge, nudge that you're like, oh, like, off screen, these characters are fucking. Like, but, like, we just can't. We'll show you, like, a humorous sight gag involving a bottle of lube, but we won't ever. We'll be like, yeah, it could be anything. That's lip gloss. Could be anything. Could be anything. We don't know. But it was actually really, really well done, and I was surprised that I liked it as much as I did. So I made, like, a tier list of all of the BLs I watched last year, and that went in S tier. So that was, like, top tier nonsense.
Okay.
So stay with me. You can watch that on Viki, and it was absolutely fantastic, and it was so good. Just so good. See, my tier lists are not really, like, S tier. One is, at the top tier is, you should definitely watch it. The next tier was pretty good. Like, it was pretty good. The next tier after that is, if you want more BL, but you've run out of the really good BLs, these ones were pretty good. The next tier is, it was fine. Like, it was watchable, Then there's the D tier, which is, don't do it. Don't be me. Like, choose life. And then the last tier, which only has a single show in it, is the mystifyingly entrancing series, where it's like, the show is bad, but you can't stop watching it. And that is, of course, Two Worlds, which I talked about, I think, last maybe literally last episode, I think, where I was like, I don't know what the hell this show was, but I couldn't stop watching. It was dumb. It was badly written, but I was there the whole time.
It's a thing.
But I don't recommend it. Just choose life, But so if you want some, like, what Natalia says you should probably pass on, like, don't bother. There's only 2 from last year. One is the show Dinosaur Love, and they're both on iQIYI. One is the show Dinosaur Love, and my note that I've made here is, I'm usually able to find something good to say about everything I watch, but I can't think of a damn thing except the acting was so mystifyingly terrible, I laughed.
Wow.
So it's bad. It's a bad show. Like, one of the actors looks like he's not an actor, but wandered onto the show, like wandered onto like the set, and they've informed him that he's now the lead actor of a show, and he just looks, and he's trying to figure out what his lines are based on context clues of what everyone else is saying. Like, it's so questionable. I don't like, anyway. And the other one is Venus in the Sky, which was the most boring show I have ever watched in my whole life. It was terrible, and no amount of bare-assed sex scenes can change how boring this show was. They really thought, they were like, okay, if we put in some, like, kinky shit, we're gonna, like, throw us off the trail that this show is boring and bad. And I was like, I'm not fooled. This show is boring and bad. But, so those were my only two avoid. Like, they're not good. They're, like, listen, I'm sure there's someone out there who likes both of them, and that's fine. Just personally, if you like the same stuff I like, these shows are just god-awful. And for me to say a show is god-awful, that show's
That's bad.
Usually things earn an okay.
Yeah,
like
they're
it's
like,
okay. It is what it is.
Yeah, if I don't like it, I'm like, it's fine. Like, it's, it's like, whatever. Like, I finished it. No, these I was watching, so I was like, this can't possibly be this bad. Which is, like, a bit of a thing that my brain likes to do for some reason, just to, like, waste my time. Where it's like, no, you gotta see this through, because you gotta see how bad it can get. And those two were just bad.
Yeah.
Just bad.
My brain is like, no, don't even try.
even try.
Go away. Like, what are you doing? You're stupid. Don't go. It won't even let me. It won't even entertain me.
So,
be like, no, but what if I'm missing out? No, you're not.
You're not.
but I do also have the Natalia's must watches, which I,
All right.
So obviously I already mentioned, I Told the Sunset About You, Our Dining Table, Personal Weatherman, Only Friends and Stay With Me. Those were all in the must watches. But in addition, on iQIYI, there's one called Love for Love's Sake, Isekai,
Okay.
Perfection, KBL, that's actually like the length of a short drama, not like 15-minute episodes. You actually get a trenched story with like meat and delight to it. It's wonderful. Unknown, the Taiwanese drama I recently finished. Was it problematic? Extremely. Was it depressing? Oh, you bet it was. Was it also incredible? Yes. It was so, but listen, if you're not here for the problematic shit, don't, just avoid this one. But I think it's excellent.
But sometimes there are shows that do a really good job, like portraying aspects of life or whatever. Yeah, like a lot of nuance within something, or it's shot really well, or great acting, and it's like,
and this has all of
this
that.
is a great show. Do I recommend the path in life these characters are choosing, or anything thereof? No,
right? Listen, it's so questionable. Like the story being told, you're like, ooh, yikes! But you're just like, you know what? But it's so well done that you're like, I'm here for it anyway. And then also the JBL, If It's With You, 5 episodes, lovely. And finally, a real dark horse recent addition. But I actually think it was S tier because I enjoyed it. I don't know if other people will find it S tier, but Deep Night, the one about the acrobatic host club run by the lesbian mom, incredible. I had a fun time. They were doing like aerials and smooching midair. There was a throuple. It was great. It was fun. It was ridiculous. I loved it. It was, sometimes things are ridiculous and that makes them S tier for me. Just because.
Fair.
And I think as the final choice, and I don't think this will surprise many people, there was one show that really decided to push boundaries and be the first of its kind that came out last year that really, really changed the game. And a sequel was just announced, so clearly people were really passionate about this new exploration, and that was Pit Babe, the first ever Omegaverse live action television show. It was ridiculous. It was audacious. They're vroom vroom. It was great. They're racing cars. They're beating each other up. They were just talking about men giving birth. It was great. It was just like, I'm done. Like, I'm done pretending. I'm done pretending I don't like Omegaverse. I'm here, okay? I admit it. It's fun. I liked it. And I can't wait for season 2. I'm like, I liked it so much, but also I'm a little ashamed at how much I liked it. Do you know what I mean? Where I'm like, I know, I shouldn't. Like,
love what you love. Live your truth.
Yes, right. Be true to yourself. Just love Pit Babe if you loved Pit Babe. It's fine. It's not.
Well, I, as many people know, who have been listening, I am currently in my anime era, and guess what? There is gay anime.
There's so much good gay anime. Yes, you're correct.
I will admit I have not watched a ton of it, but in case you missed our, sharing episode, or whatever we're calling that, where we gift each other with with suggestions, I did watch Yuri on Ice, which is delightful. Obviously, like it's not one of the most popular things on the planet for no reason. It just it's great. It's beautiful. It's pretty. It's cute. And like, as my daughter had said to me, is the gay canon? And yes. Yuri on Ice is one of these ones where it is, but it's kind of like watching something like The Untamed, where if you squint at it, you can maybe pretend that it's not, because it's not like right in your face. The second one that I started watching a couple weeks ago, called Dakaichi, no, there's no amount of squinting the gay away on this one. That's the story. The story is the gay. So it's so far it's cute. It does have a bit of a problematic start to it, a little bit of dubcon going on there, but
that's the anime way, really.
It's about an actor who has been in the game for 20 years. He started as a child actor when he was 8. He immediately recognized that you can't get by on your cute kidness for long if you want to be in it. So he learned from all of his, all the actors he worked with. For the last 5 years, he's been top of his game. He has been voted not the sexiest man, but the man that women most want to be hugged by. This show starts on the day that he discovers that he has not won for the 6th year in a row. This year, this new up-and-coming actor that he worked with on a movie last year, he got the number 1 place. And this guy is just like, I have to get my number 1 place back. This is all, it's all I've got in life. And so he's feeling very this guy's taking everything from me. He's stealing my... Meanwhile, this kid is... he's not a kid. He's 23 or something. He's a puppy. And the director's like, hey, I want you to, this movie completely hangs on you two and your chemistry and how it works together. So go out, hang out tonight, get to know each other better. Our main character wakes up the next day naked in a strange bed, and he's like, what happened last night? And the puppy is also naked, sitting on the bed, and he's like, you got super duper duper drunk. And he's calling him by his first name and everything. He basically recorded their entire drunken nonsense of a night, and this guy is super embarrassed. He's like, why am I naked? He's like, oh, I have a video for that too. You puked all over the hotel, you puked all over me, all over yourself, everything.
Classic.
That's why you're naked.
The shenanigans ensue.
And shenanigans. So yeah, it's based on a manga, and I'm sure it's one of those mangas where the manga has everything. A lightsaber style manga. Yes. But the anime is not that detailed, but they're...
You know enough. You know what's happening.
It's there. It's definitely there. So just a little, shout out to One Piece, because listen, it's not a BL, but
BL can be found wherever you can look with those with eyes to see.
Well, Annie and I will be talking about it, and both like in my head canon, Luffy is asexual, and I have to shout out that rap a little bit. And today I hit Amazon Lily, and like headcanon confirmed, because like there's a villain who can kill you based on your sexual attraction, and
nothing
happens.
You know what? Listen, we all know that the One Piece fandom has endured on the backs of the Fujo community, okay? That's how all fandoms endure, as long as something like One Piece has endured.
This is true.
Listen, I've seen fan art. I don't even watch One Piece that much. I've seen
Listen,
the
all
art,
the different
everyone.
craziness that goes on in this. Yes, I'm sure there is a fanfic for everyone.
Yeah,
there.
It's a real grab bag, a real confetti, a confetti of fanfic joy.
So there are some others on my list that I'm hoping to get to, but I have not yet. So I'll save those for next year.
This has just been like a smattering of things. Listen, we love BL so much, and we've got more BL coming this month. A real exciting couple of episodes. And GL, sorry. Listen, let's go lesbian.
Listen, there's a full rainbow. We're
gonna lesbians.
Lesbians.
So please stay tuned for that. We just wanted to talk about shows we loved last year of the gay variety, and so that's what we did. So tune in next year at this time. It'll probably be another episode. Anyway, we hope you had a great night and a great day. Listen and, enjoyed listening to this. You can find us wherever podcasts can be found, but we can also be found on YouTube if you want to watch it in video, and also on our website, certifiednoonas.com, where I will have put links to every single show we just mentioned, which is a lot. Okay, so there'll be links to where you can locate those bad boys. And also time codes for people who are interested in that sort of thing. And if you want to support this podcast and join our found family, you can go to patreon.com/certified Noonas to join said found family. They're a found family on the web. We love them. They're the best. They get little extra mini episodes. There's a movie night. It's gonna be a good movie night this month, because I get to pick it, because it's my birthday month, and we just love them. They're great, and we think they're the absolute best. We also do live streams on YouTube every once in a while, so you should come hang out with us and do those as well. Anyway, we hope you have a great night, great day, great week, whatever you're listening to this, and as always, wear a mask, wash your hands, enjoy some BL, and the rest of Asian entertainment. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.